Hi guys, how you guys doing tonight? Welcome to Poets in Convo, episode number 2. Super duper excited to be here tonight. I hope you're excited as well. Let me know in the comment section down below where you are watching this live from. Super excited to be connecting with you guys again tonight. I think we're going to have an amazing time. We're having a bit of some technical issues, but you know what? God is good. He always comes through. And we trust that this video is going to be amazing. So yeah, type in the section below. I want to know, where are you watching from? Are you watching from Lilongwe? Are you watching from Blantyre? Are you watching from Zambia? Where are you watching from? Please let us know. Let us know in the comment section down below. And while we are doing that, I would like to let you guys know that Poets in Convo is a series of live streamed conversations that I will be having for a few more weeks. We had our very, very first one last week with our very favorite poet, Q Malewezi. It was amazing. If you haven't watched that one, please go back and check it out. It is available on my Facebook page, it's available on my Instagram. You can definitely check it out and just see what our conversation last week was like. And this week we have a guest from Zambia. Whoop, whoop. We have a Zambian brother in the house, and he will be joining in very soon. Thank God that he's finally here. He also had some technical challenges, but he's here, and I believe that we're going to have an amazing time. So if your friend is not here, you have a friend who's not here, go ahead and inbox them, send them a WhatsApp and be like, where you at? Don't you know the party is happening on Trezor's page, Facebook and YouTube? Go on over, share this link with your friends, let them know that we are having another conversation tonight. And I believe it's going to be amazing. So I'm going to give you a few seconds just to do that. Because maybe if I'm talking, you're going to feel like, but if we go out and send this link with our friends, send this link to our friends, then we won't be able to get a chance to hear her talk. So I'm going to pause for a few good seconds and let you go and share this with your friend. Okay, guys, I'm back. Did you miss me? I mean, I've been here, but I did take a little bit of a pause moment to let you go and share with your friends and let them know that we are live. Did you do that? If you didn't do that, why are you not doing that? Come on now, let's get people on here. I see a few people watching from Cholo. Welcome, Daniel. Thank you so much for watching. Somebody else is watching from Lilongwe Area 36. Zamin, I see you, bro. So good to see you on this live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are about to invite our guest, Dexter. Before I do that, I want to encourage you to stick around to the end of this video because I'll be sharing with you guys how you can win some free tickets to my event. Now, if this is your first time hearing about it, I'm about to plug myself. Shameless plug over here. Yeah. I will be having a live event on the 29th of October in promotion of my very first album, Long Lost Letters. The event is being called Power. It will be held at the Marvel Boutique Hotel in City Center, Lilongwe. The tickets are available. Early bird tickets are going at 8,000 kwacha, and those will be available until the 30th of September. After that, you will be getting them for a little bit of a higher price. So you want to make sure that you get your tickets as soon as possible. We recently announced our first supporting act, and it is none other than Mr. Praise Umali. Yeah. So one of our supporting acts is going to be Praise Umali, and that is just the beginning, guys. The lineup is sick, and I can like gladly say that myself because I am just happily celebrating all the talent that we have. and that we will have and we will be able to see on that evening. It's going to be amazing, guys. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, please do the things that must be done. You can find out all the information about this event here on my Facebook page, on my Instagram. If you're not following me, what you doing with your life, honey? All right, guys, let's get into it. I'm about to invite Mr. Fundanga onto the scene. Can we have a round of applause? All right, all right.
If you can hear
Hi,
me.
Mm,
Can you hear me?
yes, sorry, some water. I can hear you. I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. I was really worried about that part.
Don't you worry. I'm just glad that you could finally make it. I know you had some challenges, but hey, you here, and that's what matters. Thank you for making this a priority. Thank you for making it happen. Guys, if you don't know, Travis Green is currently performing in Zambia right now. So the fact that Dexter is here, he chose you guys over Travis Green. And he lives very close to the place as well. So there was a lot of
Yeah,
background music. So a lot of background noise. So you couldn't really see him and hear him
yeah.
before when him and I were doing a trial run, but he made it happen. So thank you, Dexter. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making this a priority. Really, really
Thank you for
appreciate you,
having me.
man. All right, so let's
Word.
get started.
No
First
problem, no
things
problem. We here.
first. Thank you. Glad that you're here. Yeah, let's get started. We want to know, who is Dexter? What does he do? People are probably hearing about you. A couple of people that follow me may be hearing about you for the first time. I know you as Dexter Fundanga, Destro Fnp, the friendly neighborhood poet. Tell us all about that. Who are you? What do you do? How do you introduce yourself?
So whenever I meet people, I always tell them, my name is Destro. Word, your parents named you that? And I'm like, yeah, they did. Because Destro is actually an Italian name in terms of origin. The same in English as Dexter. So whether you call me Dexter or you call me Dexter, same thing. So yeah, my father, my late father, this book about espionage. So there was like this super agent whose main talent was intelligence. So, and that dude's name was, you know what? I'm gonna name my son Dexter just in case the CIA come for him. So I tell people, that's the story I tell people. Otherwise,
Wow.
um, I am an artist of the word across the board. I can draw, I could paint, I could rap, I could like everything under the umbrella of artist. It just depends on which expression wants to really take at the time. So that's basically me. I'm an artist in every sense of the word. That's a more summarized answer.
Love it, man. Love it. I'm listening. I'm like, wow, Mr. Man. I didn't know you could do all those things. I knew you could rap. I knew you could do poetry. I didn't know about the other things.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh.
Actually gets me into my next question.
No.
Which
Okay.
is,
Word.
you spoke about doing all these, expressing yourself in all of these different forms. And I'd like to know a little bit more about that, because I think so often as artists, we tend to box ourselves in, like, I'm a spoken word artist and this is what I do and this is my lane, this is where I'm going to stay. But you spoke about doing rap. You spoke about doing, you paint, you draw, you said, I know you do music. So, talk to us a little bit about all of these things, different things that you do. Why do you find it necessary as an artist to express yourself in all these different ways?
So for me, I always take the arts in general as a chance to not only minister but also, like we've been saying, to express yourself. Expression, ministry, they go hand in hand for me. So some myself, I could be going through something, and an artistic expression helps me more or less process what is going on within me. You know, And even the
Sure.
book of Ephesians encourages us to like the Lord from our hearts. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm,
that in and of itself is an expression us to say, yo, I gave you these abilities, because that administration that gets to happen not only is good for, but it could also save other souls as well. So I take it seriously. I don't miss an opportunity to express myself to into what the administration at the time is really calling for. Because there are certain times the spirit will say, "Yo, I need you to paint something." Someone out there will see this painting, one get some healing. Like such moments also taught me not never to box God, take anything and confound those who believe that they're wise. You know what I mean?
mm,
So I take
mm.
ministration and artistic expression really seriously, and as the spirit leads fold, it leads me into still waters, for lack.
Wow. Wow. Amazing, man. I really, really, really love just the strong emphasis that you've put into explaining why you do what you do. I love the emphasis that you've put being ministry, being God. That is amazing. Honestly, amazing, amazing, amazing. Listen, guys, if you are watching from wherever you're watching from, you're going to get to hear Dexter actually expressing himself in a spoken word piece very soon. So don't go away. You definitely want to hear him doing that. You don't want to just hear him talking about the things that he does and then not, I mean, walk away, not actually hearing him do what he does. So yeah, it's gonna be an amazing night. I want to go through some comments. I see Sappy surprise. Hey girl, thank you so much for tuning in. She's tuning in all the way from South Africa. I love you, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you, Lupa. I see all of you guys that are tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this conversation tonight. You are all amazing. I really, really appreciate you. Gondwani Gaira, thank you for being a part of this conversation. Okay, guys. So, I want you guys to also be preparing your questions because remember, at the end, I give you guys a chance to ask Dexter all the questions that you want to ask him, maybe from what we've spoken about today, but also maybe if you've been following him on his pages, then maybe you know a little bit about him and you want to ask him something. So I'm going to give you guys a chance to do that towards the end. But before we do that, let me ask him one other question. So Dexter, can you still hear us? Okay, good. I can see your face. um, all right. So, you spoke about
Yeah.
expressing yourself artistically. I know that you do voiceovers as well. I know that you've worked with a couple of brands. Tell us how you got into that, man. Like, how did you break that space? How did you manage to do the big things that you've done? Doing voiceovers, working with brands. How did you break into that space as an artist?
So you're asking for like how I got to do that.
Yeah, exactly. How did you manage to break into the space of doing voiceovers, working with brands, just really taking poetry beyond the stage? Because I think so, again, back to like just how we normally see things as artists, especially spoken word artists. You have the stage, you perform poetry on the stage. Maybe you write a poetry book, an anthology, maybe you do an album like what I'm doing, but you've taken it beyond that. You have worked with brands using your voice, using your words. You've done voiceovers, and so yeah, I just want to know a little bit about
Oh,
that. How did
word,
you get
word.
into doing that?
Okay. So, fun of always being expressive. You never know who's watching and going like, you know what, this person would suit doing this. So that's also more or less an encouragement to people. Never downplay your form of expression. You never know who's
So good.
gonna need to be. In that same vein. But I was in the studio this one, and I on my own, I used to do these working on music, and then before the music starts, I would do like a little intro, like depending on the song at that time. So there were many times where, because I always believed I'm a cartoon character. So,
Mhm.
and it doesn't help that my name is Dexter. Yeah, being a cartoon character has more or less. So then I don't know if you've ever heard of James Sakala. He walks into the studio and he's like, voice. So I was like, all right, cool. I could take that up. I go about that. So he gave me like a bunch of products, told me, okay, so take these home and send me a voice note of each of the products.
Wow.
Next thing I know is I get to this agency, and really, I think my first big break was doing voiceovers for ShopRite. Then after that, I circuit. So ever since then, I haven't really gone back. I've been doing vlogs since then, and this was like 2013. So from
Mhm.
2013 till date, I've been a professional. So yeah, that's the short story behind voiceovers. But
Wow, man.
beyond that,
Hmm.
what I can, yeah, beyond that, what I can say
No, go ahead.
is, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was saying beyond doing how I would say I maintain staying within the same lane, and more also just allowing myself to learn from people who have gone
Mhm.
before me in the field, allowing and open opportunities, and just really selling to my disposal to really like put it out there. So even when performing, sometimes find you performing poetry.
Uh-oh, we lost Dexter, guys. I'm sure he's going to be able to come right on soon. While we wait for him, he's really having some challenges, guys. Those of you who are praying people, pray for the brother. Um, because of the Travis Green event that's happening, I might have mentioned this. I believe I mentioned this in the beginning of the live, but you might have missed it. Because of that, and he lives very close to the place, he's really being affected by the sound and the noise and all of that jazz. So yeah, pray for the brother. But while we're waiting for Dexter to come back, I'm gonna go through a couple of comments. Um, People are asking some questions already. Okay, I'm not going to get into questions just yet. I will get into the questions in a little while. But okay. I see mostly questions. When are you coming to Malawi? I'm going to get into that soon. Lupa says, never box God. Amen, sis. Amen to that. Um, you know what I really love about these conversations? I mean, it's only the second one, but what I'm really, really enjoying about them is just how we get to see the heart of an artist, because seeing someone perform on stage for a few minutes, you don't really get the chance to do that. And as I'm hearing Dexter speak, I'm really hearing his heart for God, his love for God, his heart for ministry. And last week, as I was hearing Q speak, I was really hearing his heart for raising up other artists, bringing other people onto the stage, and just building the arts culture in the nation. So really, really loving these conversations. I hope you guys are loving them as well. I love the fact that we get to just see a little bit more about the person behind the stage, the man, the real person behind the gift. So I'm really, really loving that. Okay, is Dexter back? Can we get him back on? He's back, guys. All right. Okay, Dexter, are you back? Can you hear us? I can't hear you. I can see you moving your lips, but can you hear me? Can you hear me, Dexter? That's no. Okay. While Dexter's getting himself situated, I'll tell you guys how I met Mr. Fundanga. I met Dexter in Zimbabwe. There was a Pieces for Peace event being hosted by Harare International Festival of the Arts in 2019. So what they did was they put together a competition for people to just join in from, they were looking at three countries: Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Malawi. So if you were a poet in any one of those countries, you could send in a video. I think it had to be about 2 minutes. And they gave themes each month or each week. I can't even remember the time duration now. It was a while back. But they gave themes, and you were supposed to send a spoken word piece along that in line with that particular theme. And when you did that, they would you would be given a chance to share a voting link with people, and people would vote. And so we did that for about 3 months. I think that competition ran for 3 months. And then the winners, based on how many votes you got, how many likes you got, the winners won a certain prize. But from there, the organizers themselves got to select two poets, well, three actually, one from Malawi, one from Zim, and one from Zambia, who they thought were really amazing. Because the truth is, the votes didn't really reflect the spoken word poets that were really good. Because, I mean, if you are very popular, or you can share your voting link with a bunch of other people, then many people would vote for you and you could win. So there were many people who won, but maybe were not necessarily um, the best. I was looking for a very nice way to put that. So then, yeah, the organizers themselves decided to have a physical event in Zim. And so they invited Dexter, they invited myself, and another Zimbabwean poet, Christo Mubaiwa. So that's how we met. We got to the airport, and the brother and I clicked almost immediately. He's a really funny guy. I really love his personality. So literally, we, like, you know how normally when you meet someone for the first time, you're shy, you're kind of like nervous, you don't really know what to say. That's how I am. He was not like that. The guy started talking to me from the moment that I landed. He had landed earlier than me, so he'd been waiting for me. So he started talking, and we just clicked, and we managed to maintain the connection from there. Why am I sharing this story? When I met Dexter 2 years ago, I wouldn't have thought that we'd be sitting here today and having this kind of a conversation. So, networking is important, connections are important. If you go to an event and you meet someone, talk to them, get their number, keep the connection alive. And sometimes some relationships are just organic, so it's easier to maintain a certain relationship than it is to maintain another one. Okay, guys, your girl can keep talking and talking and talking. I'm a YouTuber, so what do you expect? I think Dexter is back. Is he back? Let's see. Okay, Dexter is not back. I will go through some of you guys' comments and questions and see how we can help Dexter in the meantime. Let's look at some questions and comments. So somebody, Kondwani Gaira, is asking, Dexter, are you a Christian creative, or a creative who is Christian, or just a creative? Okay, I'll give him a chance to answer that question on his own. I definitely know he's a Christian for sure, and he's also mentioned that already. When is he coming to Malawi? Hopefully soon. You and I are both hoping that he's coming soon. Um, Okay, and then the other one is about picking four artists that would not be me. I cannot answer for him. He shall answer on his own. All right, let's see if Dexter is back. It looks like he's back. All right, all right. Hey, Dexter, can you hear us? Can you hear me? Can't hear you. Don't know if it's the connection or maybe your mic that's muted. Okay, we're gonna keep trying and believing God that this is gonna keep working. Can you hear us, Dexter? Can you hear me? I keep saying us. I don't know why I keep saying us.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see or hear me.
Yay! Okay, I
Okay,
can
there
hear
we
you
go.
now. Praise the good Lord. All right, I can hear
Okay.
you. Finally.
Yo, I, yo, like I don't even know. I don't even know what's happening with network. Crazy.
Sorry, man. It's just, yeah, it's just rough. But that's okay. Things
Nah,
happen.
it's all good. It's all
We
good.
still love that you're here.
Yeah.
I think at some point you were cut off while you were in the middle of. Someone says, "Yay!" I see that. Yay! Yay to Dexter being back. I'm also excited that he's back. While you were gone, I was just sharing how you and I met, how we connected in Zim, and I was sharing with our good audience the importance of staying connected to people and maintaining connections. Because I mean, 2 years ago when we met, I wouldn't have thought that 2 years later, is it 2 years? Three, not four. I don't know. I don't even know my math anymore. I wouldn't have thought that we would be sitting here having this conversation today.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You heard. I just want to reduce.
Okay, sure.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Or
He surely is. He surely is.
okay. Okay. I think I saw that read. Am I a Christian creative or creative who? I feel hurt me, Lacrae. I think we're still talking about those definitions. But to answer your
Tell us, Dexter, which one are
I'm
you?
a Christian. I identify as a child of God first. Of God is what makes all of these other titles possible. Depends on what box to more or less put me in. Otherwise, for me, because I don't box God, I don't box myself either, because He could use me for anything. Tomorrow I could be a painter. Should I call myself a Christian painter or a painter who's Christian? So everything else that I do is done through Him, and it's because of Christ being in me. And Philippians 4:13, without Christ I have no strength to do anything that I do.
Hmm,
Definitions don't matter. It's the fruit is what matters most. I feel like most times we
hmm,
argue over titles. What about the fruit? Like, do you see
hmm,
the person's fruit? Like, what does the fruit tell you? The fruit should tell you
hmm,
a mighty story, and if it doesn't, then you got basis for argument. But if there is no fruit to talk about, at the end of the day, Titus also said it profits us nothing to just argue about title, all of these other things. Like, at the end of the day, if you have your answer, then what?
hmm.
You
Come
know
on
what
now.
what what we should
Preach
be more or
somebody.
less focused on is edifying the body. Like, what are we doing to
Mm,
edify the body? If there's nothing we are doing to edify the body, we shouldn't focus on what other people call themselves. But as for
sure.
me and my house, we are children of the Most High.
Come on now. I love it. Such a potent answer. My goodness. You talked about fruit, you talked about titles. Dude, what? Amazing. Really, really loved how you answered that question. Before we get ahead of ourselves and answer a lot more questions, we could get ourselves tied in that rat race.
Yeah.
um, I want to know, you have a degree in media and communication. Would you say that has helped you on your artistic journey? Do you think it's really important for artists to get some sort of formal artistic education, if I can put it that way? Do you think that's helpful for your journey
Do I think it's important for artists to do what?
to get like a formal artistic education or something that's related to the arts? So, like for you, you have a media and communication degree. Does that help
Yeah.
you in the arts and the way that you
Oh
express
yeah,
yourself
definitely,
artistically? Hmm.
definitely. I think um, who was it? I think it was my pastor who was saying this. So my pastor was like, it's important to gain knowledge. It's important to gain knowledge because you need to be of profit to the body. For you to edify, you
Mm,
need to have knowledge of what you're doing to edify the body.
mm,
Like,
mm,
he also talked about how pastors need to go to seminary or um, theologian school, like gain knowledge about what you're preaching. Get it out of context, you lead
Mm.
people astray. So it's very important
Come on.
to add to your learning. Like we need to add
Hmm.
to our learning so that we are effective in the marketplace, because we are children of God who are placed in the marketplace to be of effect and to cause change, to disciple people. How are we going to disciple people if they can't even believe what we say? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's very important to add to your learning. You are more effective to the body when you add to your learning. So I've seen the benefits of that. Honestly, going after a degree, I think I even talked about it on my last mixtape. It was more or less a search for balance for me. I was trying to
Hmm.
balance out, what does this mean versus my passions? What does this mean versus ministry as a whole?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because obviously your passions, you're supposed to use them to minister as well. So
Hmm.
what does that look like, and so on and so forth. So as I wrestled with all of these things, I got to see the benefit of adding to my learning. And by the time I was getting the
So good.
degree, God more or less confirmed how I was gonna walk in my purpose, and that degree was part of it. Because
Hmm.
I could have just said nah, and ended up like Jonah. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's very important to add to learning. Very important to uh, make yourself effective and of use to the body of
Hmm.
Christ.
Hmm. So good, man. So good. Listen, I feel like we need to have Dexter on a talk show because wow, man, you are dropping bars already.
Yeah.
I really loved what you said about just adding to what you're adding. Hey, man, cannot speak English. It's gone. But I loved your answer. Is what I'm trying to say. I really loved the content that you brought
Word,
out
word.
there
I
and how
got you.
important it is for us to just be good stewards of what we have, and not just rely on, hey, I'm gifted, hey, I'm talented, hey, I can do the things when I
Yeah,
get into the studio or when I get on stage. Just naturally, I have this gift.
exactly.
But to go the extra mile and get schooled where you can. So if you're an artist watching this, take some tips, take some notes. It's important for us to really be good stewards of the gifts that God has given us. You spoke about your mixtape Balance a little while ago. I've listened to the mixtape. It's amazing. Um, I want to know a little bit more about your other projects. You've got an album, you've got two mixtapes, you've got an EP and a collaborative EP, dudes. At which point were you putting out all of these things? Tell us about your projects. What inspired them? How did you go through the deciding process that this is going to be an EP, this is going to be an album, and what are they about? For people who've never really listened to your work, tell us a little bit more about your project.
About each project, or just in general?
You can speak about maybe one that specifically stands out to you, and then you can also just give us like a broader answer about what goes into your
Okay.
creative writing process and just you as
Process.
a recording artist. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, for me, I do almost everything creative by conviction. Like,
Sure.
what are my convictions based on the learning stage I'm in? What are they? Because where my convictions lie is mainly where the spirit wants to speak. So for me, I don't move without the spirit. And there are certain things where I've been led to speak on certain topics, certain conversations that I've been led to start or to speak into. And any other like Christian artist wouldn't really like jump into those waters, because and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, I get to see uh, what exactly he was trying to do, because after the project is done and it gets out there, I get tons of messages of people going like, "Wow, I didn't know you could speak into my situation, through your song. Your song helped me stay alive. I was thinking of committing suicide and so on and so forth." And I get to also just
Mm.
see like the
No, we're losing Dexter again.
power. How
Okay. Dexter, are you still there? Okay, I think we've lost Dexter. Lupa says taking notes. Jesse says where something where my convictions lie is where the spirit wants to speak. Come on now, come on. He is preaching a sermon up in here. I invited him to talk about poetry, but he is preaching. We love it though. He's really, really. It's just unfortunate that the network is doing him gangster, but he's really saying some powerful things over here. Frank said the gift alone will not do. um be of effect. Lupakisho, come on now. So such important things that Dexter is talking about. All right, guys, while we are waiting for Dexter to connect again, it's gonna work. Come on now, don't be discouraged. It's gonna work. He's gonna be back soon. While we are waiting for him to do that, I wanted to remind you guys why we are here. We are here to promote my album, Long Lost Letters. You're going to get to hear a little bit more about it. I recently did an interview with Angel Jima for NBC TV. You can find the link to that on my Facebook page. And in that, I spoke a little bit about the project and what you can expect. I spoke about the collaborations that I did. Hey, can I let you know that Dexter features on the album? I don't know if my producers, my managers will be happy that I did that, but I did. So you guys can be excited that you will get to hear a little bit more of Dexter on that project. I'm really, really excited that I got to work with him over there. And outside of just the studio work itself, the event itself is going to be amazing, guys. I've mentioned already, it's happening on the 29th of October. If I were you and I lived outside of Lilongwe, I would make sure that I drive to Lilongwe or get myself there somehow because it's going to be an amazing time. It's not just going to be poetry. We're going to have a lot of variation in just like different expressive arts. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. I know I sound like I'm tooting my own horn. It's not pride though. It's just when I see the different people that are coming alongside and partnering with us to get this thing done, I myself am amazed and I'm just like, wow, God is doing a thing here. It's gonna be amazing. The name of the event is Power. In case you've been wondering, I've had a couple of people asking, how do you pronounce it? What is it called? What is happening? I see a play on words. It is Power. And the power, if you can see the POE, poetry, and the WOR is worship. So the whole concept behind it is letting people know that poetry is worship. Because if you are like me, then every time we think worship, we think singing, we think music. But I personally, in my own journey, have had a revelation and an understanding that poetry is also worship, and not also as if it's an addition to what is worship, but poetry is worship. And whatever art you do, however God has gifted you or blessed you, um, you can use that to creatively express yourself. You can use that not only to creatively express yourself, but you can use that as a tool to worship God. And ultimately, worshiping God is done through your life. And so, if you look at your gift as a huge element of your life, then you understand that I am called to be a worshiper. Whether you do poetry, whether you dance, whether you do music, whatever it is. So that's what Power is about. And you guys are amazing. You guys have just gotten an exclusive little, preview to what this whole thing is about. So, hey, aren't you glad you're here? I'm glad that you're here. I'm really, really glad that you guys have made it to our Poets in Convo episode number 2 today. Um, and if you do not know what I'm talking about my live event happening on the 29th of October in Lilongwe at the Marvel Boutique Hotel. You can get yourself a ticket. What are you waiting for? You definitely want to get yourself a ticket. I'll go through a few more comments while we wait for Dexter, really praying and hoping that he can come back so that he can do a piece for us and then so that he can also answer some of you guys' questions. All right. Lupa says we can't wait. I also cannot wait, honey. I also cannot wait. All right. So what else? Being good stewards of the gift. Yes, so important for us to be good stewards of the gift that God has given us. Um, what else? What else? What else do I see here? Taking notes. I think I shared that one already. Yeah, really, really such an amazing conversation. I think Dexter is coming back. Whoop, whoop, thank God, because my words were starting to run out. Okay, I think we can get Dexter back if he's back, and then we will let him quickly do a piece for us, and then he will answer some of your questions. So please get those questions back up and running. Dexter, are you back? Can't hear you. Still waiting for Dexter's voice. Someone over here said, "Oh, that's how you say it. Mercy on me." Can't see. Mercy on me for butchering English. Yes, that's how you say it. It's power, not whatever you were saying. I don't know if I want to know what you were saying. Yes, it is power. That's what it is. Poetry is worship. It surely is. It surely is, Tusa. Yeah, poetry is worship, and you definitely want to be there for that
Life is
event because
worship.
more of that. I hear Dexter's voice.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, he
Oh
back.
man, the devil's been fighting my
Yay! Welcome
connection.
back. Clearly, it's okay though. It's okay.
Oh man,
We have grace.
he
This is
knows. He knows
Africa.
some people are about to be, ushered into their destiny. So he's fighting.
Exactly. Ish, you can say that again, man.
Oh
You can say that
Jesus,
again.
Lord. Yeah. I think I saw. I think I saw your dad ask a question. I think he was
Yeah, he
like,
did. Wait,
"When am I
don't get
coming to
into it
Malawi?"
yet. Don't get into it. Wait. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. You're gonna answer it just now. But
Okay,
first,
because
are you able to
okay,
do a spoken
like the
word piece
comment
for us?
section for me has disappeared because of these connections.
That's okay. I will be able
So
to
that was the
remind
last thing I
you
saw.
after. After. But yeah, are you able to do a piece for us? Hopefully the connection won't do you gangster.
Am I able to? Okay. I might need to uh, close my video, but you will hear my voice mainly
Okay.
because my internet is telling me video is sucking up the data bundle because the devil is a liar.
That's fine, Dexter. We can hear your voice. That's all right. Just do what you gotta do.
Uh, all right, cool. So I can get into the piece.
Yes, please, whenever you are ready. Our fingers are already snapping.
All right. Okay. Um, I like to call this piece "Space Unveiled." Consider that the stars are God's way of spreading color. Not that they aren't special in the light that they shine. I was told growing up, I wasn't shy. Wasn't shy to share the expedition of my mind, galaxy of its own. Dreams were but a figment of reality, and reality was imagined. I think home where they say your heart rests, and I have had no rest on this earth. Sphere of null and void. This void has no life in it but mine, for nothingness, but finding beauty in it as angels come and engulf me. Understatement should be the word. The term cloud, but a memory. The rays of the sun splitting a minute before my eyes. Stars, light years in distance, but this doesn't matter. Only exist within my body. But the cold of this space has probably left my hand out of shape, but experience teaches me three solid facts. Number one, the moon is that shines its power to reflect the sun. Number two, the earth is dead. If it was, everything would be linear. Time would be the same on all, and the line on an inanimate object that doesn't even rotate or even move on an axis
Mm.
towards a hydrogen ball, the sun. Number three, belief in God starts with collecting the knowledge from the genome in you. This collection by observing how the neuron and synaptic system in your body mimics a very and so I decided and deciphered.
Oh man, we lost Dexter. Oh man, this sucks. The network is really doing us gangster, but sure, despite the connection, I could hear the passion in the brother's piece. My gosh, what? He is so gifted. Is he talented or is he talented? I was about to ask him after he finished, and I'm gonna ask him how he does what he does. It's not fair. I just feel like some people are extra blessed because I'm hearing this and I'm like, how, man? How do you put those words together? How do you flow the way that you flow? It's not fair. I have a bone to pick with God. I'm joking. But honestly, that was amazing. If you guys got to hear a little bit of what I heard, yes, he is talented, right, Lupa? I can so relate, man. That's how I feel when I hear him. I'm just like, you're so talented. It's not fair. Yeah, he's really, really talented. Um, what else? Let us see if we can go through some other comments. Okay, that's pretty much it. I think I managed to get through all the comments. And I think Dexter is back. Hallelujah. Shame. He didn't get to. Shh. All right, are we back? I think you guys might have lost me a little bit there as well.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
That's okay. Oh, you can hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Perfect.
Were
Perfect.
you able to hear me, or I was?
Ye- We heard your piece, Smolanyana. Like it was, we heard bits and pieces of it. But I was just saying that, like, you're so gifted, you're so talented, man. Like, I heard it and I was just like, guys, it's
Thank
not
you.
fair. How do you do what you do? That's what I was saying.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And someone commented that you are
Bless
so
the Lord. We
talented, and
bless
I
the Lord
agreed.
indeed.
I was like, yeah, every time I hear, I'm just like, the brother is talented and it's not fair. God loved up on you a little bit too much in that area. Okay, let's see. Somebody, so yes, let's get into the questions quickly. When are you coming to Malawi? Please let us know. When are you coming to Malawi?
Uh, I have to like set that up because I can't come out of my own volition.
Got
Yeah.
it. The message is
So
loud
like
and clear.
if y'all can set that up and
Okay, we definitely need to make a plan for sure. We need to look into making that happen. Who are your favorite artists in Zambia, both music and poetry?
okay, Zambia, Ish, everybody, because Zambia you are put in community with almost every other artist. So to my community by picking a favorite and uh, close to almost everybody, and we all share good. I don't have a particular favorite.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Um, if you could pick four artists, wait, actually, before I get into that, I just wanted to say and agree with you that in Zambia, hi, yeah, you guys, yeah, I don't know. That's another topic for another day, but wow, the talent there is crazy. If you could pick four artists on the continent of Africa to work with, who would they be? Poets or musicians?
I pick both. I'd pick both. always wanted to interact. I think for me, doing music should come from, usually when it comes to doing work, it should come from a natural place. I never don't have a fair relationship with. So I'd love to interact first, and then once that relationship is built, we can get into working to work together when you actually know each other. It's beyond just name and being actually can check in and be like, oh yeah, how are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, how was your day and stuff. In that case, four is very very tight list. But I think share a relationship with him, so it's just now for us to sit down and get to work. Someone who I'm in contact with, um, Suffix actually, contact with Suffix, but we just haven't come around really like, you getting to do some work together. Outside of those, who else can I pick on? I think Loiso Vala from like, and there's Arif Star. He's from Senegal, so I like um, and then see how our interaction goes from there. And then I do know it's just a matter of us setting it up and saying, "All right, cool, let's." I have no idea what is happening. I think I'm where everybody is. Yeah, don't know where everybody is. Uh, I'm staying put for now. I might need to turn off the lights, uh, audio for now, as I await my host to get.
All right, guys, I am back. Technology is just doing us gangster today. It's doing the
Yeah,
most. Can you hear me, Dexter? Seems we've lost a bunch of people as well. And okay, people are popping back up. Oh, you guys are troopers, man. Thank you for sticking around through all of this drama. Okay, well, let Dexter answer this last question and
like,
then we're going to call it a night. Uh, sorry?
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, the
Okay.
network also attacked.
Yeah, the next network is just not letting it's just not letting us be great today, but that's okay. If you could pick four artists on the continent of Africa to work with, who would they be?
Uh, I sort of answered the question whilst you
Oh,
were away. I
sorry.
answered
Please
again
answer it for me to hear because I totally missed that.
because I like stayed online during the time you were off.
Sorry. Please answer it again just for me, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, I gave a really long answer because I'm
Okay,
talking.
you can
So
summarize it. Make it short.
yeah, my main guys. I was like, I mainly said it's easy for people you interact with stuff, and outside of those guys, there's a Senegal guitarist named Arif Star. I'd really love to work with him. Something he does with the guitar, you know. And then the last person I mentioned was Luiso Vala. Like imagine
Yes.
he's you know well on your jam as you are ministering to the people.
Hmm. Yeah, no, amazing. Loiso is amazing. Actually, all the artists that you've mentioned, amazing, but I love Loiso especially. All right,
No,
guys, that brings us to
I can
go ahead.
tell why. Very
We've really struggled with this episode in terms of just the technology, but I really want to say thank you guys so much for sticking around, for commenting, for loving up on us, even though the technology was not technologying. Thank you so much for all the love and support. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode despite all the challenges that we had. Again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing with your friends. Thank you for liking, for commenting, for doing all the amazing things that you do. Before I go, I'll allow Dexter. Do you have any final words?
I didn't quite get what you said just now.
Hmm. Okay, I was just giving an outro. I was just saying bye, really, and I was just asking if you have any final words before we close out the show, the episode.
Oh, okay, okay. I think my final, next time pray for your internet connection because the devil could just hinder you know, in Jesus' name. And I think the real thing that I want to love God, love people, and thoroughly, this thing, thoroughly hate sin. Hallelujah.
Mm, so good, so good. I think it cut you there, but love God, love people, and thoroughly hate sin. Y'all, on that note, we shall close it out over here. Thank you so much again for all your love and support. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys on the 29th of October. And if you are not able to be there physically, we will have an opportunity for you to be part of the virtual experience. So you can get in touch with me on any of my social media platforms to find out how you can be a part of that. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for being such amazing supporters. Thank you for being here. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again very soon. You enjoy the rest of your evening and goodbye.